They said to keep the YouTube intro short, sweet, 10 to 15 seconds. So 66 can't hurt, right? So welcome to week 5 and still no views here in beautiful Udaipur, Rajasthan. Actually, it's Penwar since I'm waiting for the train. Check out this beautiful workstation I made. Now, to remedy many things that don't work out, I'm going to take some medication prescribed to me by my good and very few friends and try to keep this trim. Or not.
Like all my travels, the day started with a random yet destined pinpoint on Google Maps of the Sahasra Bahu temples. The ride north was absolutely amazing and the entrance fee was free. Traditional Hindu architecture to me is second to none and much more beautiful than the grander, later styled Mughal buildings such as the Taj Mahal that lack minute detailing. This place was an absolute gem and there was nobody there. Now check out my first crazy encounter with a large roost of bats.
Whoa, shit! Holy fuck, that scared the fuck out of me. But I probably scared them a little bit more. I'm sorry, guys.
After some temple visits, the ride of my life truly began. However, I would like to share a couple of backstories. On my first day of explorations in Udaipur, I met Anant and Dee on a boat to Jagmandir Island Palace after visiting the city palace. Dee hired a private driver prior and invited us along to the Monsoon Palace out of pure hospitality and denied any payment.
So look, I just met these two guys. One of them rented a car. And we're going somewhere, I don't even know the name. The drive up the mountain was breathtaking. Random fact, scenes of James Bond Octopussy was actually shot here. As we landed, we were greeted by some friendly leaf monkeys. And to take the advice of my buddies, I had planned an interaction video about compassion. However, as the days went on, I found myself being very overwhelmed by spontaneous attention and felt irritated in various situations despite friendly people with innocent intentions. What meaning is there if I bask in compassion when it is shown but decides to give none back in moments of adversity? I realized that the subject was just out of reach for me to speak on at this moment. To make up on that point, I made Anant a video as it was his first solo bike travel and wanted to be shot for his birthday. Take a look. Yo, how stoked are you, bro?
You make the masterpiece.
Yes, sir.
I love this.
Hey, yo, so if y'all want a video, I can make it professionally. $5 a second. You don't pay until you watch it and you're satisfied, all right? Check it.
My second storyline developed when I met Fateh as a guide at the Shobgram Cultural Village commissioned by Rajiv Gandhi to showcase minority ethnic Indian heritage. He invited me to visit his village after a beautiful day, and I was very hopeful to honor the advice I received to do an in-depth about Fateh, the village boy who lost his father, overcoming obstacles to achieve a master's degree in Sanskrit, becoming the pride of his village. As fate would have it, his uncle passed the day before we were supposed to meet at his village festival. Nothing could be said other than condolences and a prayer. I filled myself with gratitude for our encounter and dropped my angle of searching for a narrative externally. Now back to my ride of a lifetime to Dolia Bauji, another place I randomly found on the map. But first, please enjoy some wonderful clips of the beautiful people in the countryside as well as the scenery. Now here, unfortunately, I arrived at a dead end, even though Google Maps told me this was the right way. I'm trying to figure out another route, but I decided to take a quick rest stop here.
Look over there, that's where they cut the marble. You know, I'm really surprised because, you know, you always hear about Italian marble, but you never ever hear about Indian marble. And the stuff is great.
Having no clear answers, I decided to do something stupid that I always do. Forge ahead at the dead end, despite a rental moped. So, check this out. Sometimes we go down the wrong paths, but with the right intentions and a clear mind, to turn back when things become perilous is a gain instead of a loss. With my intuition and energy telling me not to give up, I manually found another road leading to the area the sun's rays shone promise. Carl Jung once said, "No matter how isolated you are and how lonely you feel, if you do your work truly and conscientiously, unknown friends will come and seek you." Along the way, strangers came to aid without any verbal cues, like the man here in the intro at the crossroads. This week of my YouTube journey, I arrived at another crossroad between my vision and overall watchability. My mind raced with doubt against negative feedback whether to even upload this week since I didn't have the content I know some wanted to watch. I heard a voice within ask a question this time. If the message sent isn't being received, is it the issue with the sender or the receiver? I was known in my small circle as the guy who posts crazy Insta stories of chaos and debauchery worldwide. It's quite a hit to some, and to others, they have closed their doors forever. As my internal climate cooled, so has my outward manifestations. I asked myself if my messaging and delivery made any sense in a social climate of low attention spans with a tendency to see the most stimulating content. Do I feed the hunger which leads to starvation, or starve to feed my soul? Now in the editing stage, I come back into my source. I arrive at the answer. There is a point to the lone temple that only a few find worthy of the travel, or perhaps to none, but only to the builder himself. A garden is only real to the one who takes joys in its flowers. ChatGPT. Now, I thought it was Rumi who said, the only one who has a garden is he who enjoys the flowers, or something like that. So I asked ChatGPT, but it was inconclusive, so we made that mess. Now, despite failing to reach my audience, I am continuously finding myself. Although my answers went unanswered internally, With my compass polished, I am voicing over the clips I was going to discard due to self-doubt. And I realized all along this was my test of faith. And with enough of it, I reached my destination for this week and my task at hand.
I didn't think I was gonna fucking make it there. Jesus. Look at this view. And for a spot that we just found out of nowhere. Oh my God. Easily best ride of my whole life, man. And whenever I was in an obstacle, I was just guided by the light and the kindness of strangers that just manifested without any verbal communication. They just guided me the way, like they knew where I was going. You know, it's magical, brother. Thank you very much for reaching the conclusion of this video with me. If you found this video to be of value, please like and subscribe. Until we meet here next time in Beacon Air, near the home of the famous Rat Temple, may we take the steps between worlds with our internal compass polished and aware to guide us on the road to the unknown. See ya.